Welcome back to Our Community. Susie Thomas visiting with Jill Taylor, CEO of Pregnancy Choices, and Callie Jobs, who is would it be the site or campus manager?
Director,
campus director of the new green location on Arlington Road. And pretty exciting. All right, you've got an open house coming up. When is that going to be?
We're going to have that on the 29th of January. It's a Sunday. We'll be open from 1 to 3:30. We'll have some food from the near the neighboring restaurants are providing some snacks for us and some beverages. So we'd love to have people come and just walk through and see it. We hope to be really in good shape by then. So that's coming up in just a few weeks. Yeah, the 29th of January.
Okay, pretty cool. And remind us the address again for people who are saying, well, I'd love to see what that looks like.
Sure. So we are located on 2780 South Arlington Road in Suite 202, and that's Akron. The zip for that is 44312.
Callie, you said in our first segment that you had really become familiar with Pregnancy Choices. It was Pregnancy Support Center at the time, Pregnancy Choices now, as a volunteer.
Yes.
And that got your career on its path. You've got some volunteer training coming up. Maybe two of you can talk about when this is and what kinds of things a person would be interested in learning.
Oh, absolutely. So we do have a volunteer training coming up at our main location in Canton, and those dates are February 14th, that's a Tuesday, and then the 16th and 18th, and then the following week, the 21st, 23rd, and 25th.
Okay, that might be a little hard to remember. So is this listed somewhere? Can people, how do they can call, right, and get the whole
Sure, they can
schedule.
call our number at 330-455-7500, or they can also go online at pregnancychoicesforme.org and get the information on there and sign up there. I believe that the cost is $25 or $40. I'm not sure which, though the booklet has gone up. So you'll find that online, and that's just to pay for the cost of the book. That we don't make anything on the training. So, but it's a great training. Gives you a good picture of what you might want to be involved in.
And just in general, it's mid-February. Need to be available during the days? Is it evening? What times are these?
So it's a 21-hour training, and so the Tuesday and Thursday sessions are in the evening from 6 to 8, and then the Saturday portion is, we call it an all-day training, but it's really from like 9 o'clock until afternoon. So the training is phenomenal. I mean, there are so many portions that I can still remember as clear as day from when I took it, and have even gone and sat in since then, because the information is just amazing when you hear about the ministry and the different pieces and parts to it, but also the history of why we do what we do, why we care, and learning about, like I said, the different groups that we have to offer, learning about adoption. I mean, when I took it in 2007, Jill talked about adoption in a way that I still can remember as clear as day, and even talking with our clients. So the training, I just can't say enough about it, is phenomenal, and we have just the best volunteers.
We're constantly changing it too. We're CareNet is the affiliate organization that we're working with. It's their program, their curriculum. We just add pieces to it, and then I think that they're going to upgrade the book next year. Hopefully, we'll have a brand new manual to work with. But it covers listening skills and asking the right questions, and not having a shocked look on your face when someone tells you something that is antithetical to what you believe in or agree with, because you're working with people who are coming to you really seeking the options that they have, and it's hard sometimes to listen to all those options if you really are in the hopes that you can protect that child and that mom from having the scar of abortion or the end of their life through abortion. So we're really working on helping counselors get the heart of the ministry, and more than anything, care about that woman that's in front of them. I always say, Susie, I wish I'd had that training before I raised my, 3 kids at the first round anyway, because you just learn to do a better job of letting them express themselves instead of just shutting them down with a hard and fast answer. And I think young moms tend to, we tend to try to do that, especially if we're on the phone with somebody. We want them to stop yelling at us. But just a lot of great skills that you learn. And certainly it's all from a biblical worldview. Everything is based on Scripture. And I just can't say enough about, even if you take it with the idea of, I'll learn something that in some way or another I can impact young women that I work with in another, setting. That's great.
Yeah.
But it's really powerful. And not all women come wanting to be in the counseling room working. They may come wanting to work in the materials and getting them sorted and cleaned and ready. We have washers and dryers at all 3 sites. And maybe making the boutique look beautiful and transferring clothing out for seasonal, et cetera. Those are all huge things that we depend on volunteers to help us with. And it's really fun to just see the talents of people. We need medical. We definitely need medical team to be in place for both the ultrasounds and eventually the clinic that will also, the sexual health clinic, will be offering up there in the Akron area as well. Eventually. We won't start with that right off the bat. We'll start slowly so we can let Callie keep her hair black and not gray. But
it's good to add a piece at a time.
A piece at a time.
Get really good at something and then bring something else. But what I hear you saying is there is a myriad of things that you'd be able to do as far as volunteering.
Yeah.
Counseling is not everybody's bag, so to say, but certainly if you would like to mentor and work with young women facing this situation, that's an opportunity, but there are many other opportunities as well.
Right. Lots of opportunities.
Both of you have said something about adoption. I know that's one of the choices in pregnancy choices that is very encouraged if a person does not want to parent their child, but to be able to take a look at adoption rather than terminating the life of that child. What's the reaction? And is there a way to prepare people to talk to someone and present this as an option? Is there a right way to do that?
There is. With adoption, the words that we use are so powerful, and we really shy away from saying things like giving your baby away or giving up or anything like that, because truly, and I know Jill, you can speak to this as well, it's such a valuable option. And so we say words like placing for adoption, because when a birth mom is in that position, she's not giving away her child. She is making a really courageous and brave decision, and she gets to place where that child goes. She gets to investigate families. She gets to parent that child in a different way than maybe what you would normally think of when you think of parenting. So when we talk to our clients about adoption, that often is their first reaction. Oh, I could never do that. I could never give my baby away. I think they have these, ideas from movies of what they think that might be like. But it is such a loving and such a courageous choice. And we have had clients that, after meeting with their peer counselor, have made that courageous decision to place their child for adoption. And is it difficult? Absolutely, but so rewarding for everyone involved, that birth mom, the child that's being placed, and that adoptive family.
We've come a long way, haven't we, in the way adoptions take place and caring for the two parties involved. And it's different now than it was. Am I right in that?
Right. It's very open. As a matter of fact, the state of Ohio just opened all the books on anyone who has been placed for adoption. They can find their birth parents. And so there are always laws changing on this issue. I think one of the things that Callie said that's so important is that they have, as the birth mother and the birth father, if he's involved, the ability to have the power to choose the life for that child, literally by looking at portfolios and looking at the circumstances and meeting with those people. And I don't want there to be any confusion. We are not an adoption agency, but we work with attorneys, we work with other agencies, and we will be the person who's alongside the girl who's making that choice or the couple who's making that choice all the way. We'll literally be in the delivery room with you if that's what you want. And that's happened a number of times. And it's a joyous time, because sometimes a girl who's making that choice doesn't really have any supportive family. That's why she's making that choice. And we've got some great stories. One of the things I do want to say is most recently we have had the joy of having Johnny Serpilla join our board, and it's his absolute deepest love. He is all about adoption. He's got fabulous experience and stories. But one of the things that he's doing for us is, like, he'll be speaking at a staff meeting, he'll be speaking with our volunteers. He's really going to investigate how do we look at this so that there is no fear in presenting it, and so that our mind is right on understanding this is a good choice. Because we've got to battle that. Some people have had bad experiences with adoption. Some people have had excellent experiences with adoption. Some people have had bad experiences with their own children and have had good experiences with their own children.
Point.
You know, yeah. So you can't, it's not an adoption issue as much as it is, are you willing to see this child as your own?
Yeah.
Are you willing to be the parent who's there through the whole thing?
Do you see trends? Do there seem to be more young women open to this as one of their viable options?
Well, one of the ways that we're presenting is it's not necessarily just about you. So if I were to say, gosh, I'd love to have you hear a little bit more about adoption, and you said to me, oh, no, I would never do that, which is a kind of a quote we hear often, then I can say, I get you, I understand, and it's not for everybody. But do you mind if I go ahead, since we're talking about all of your options, and let you know in case you have somebody, Susie, that you might want to refer that option to. So, and they never say no to that. I mean, that's okay. Yeah, I've got time for that. So it's important to get the information there.
So interesting. All right, pregnancy choices. Moving up to Green on Arlington Road, and there is an open house. Remind us again of the date.
The date is the 29th of January. Coming up, it's Sunday, and it starts at 1 and is over at 3:30. And if you really want that great food, you might want to come on the earlier side. Although it's not lunch, don't count on lunch. And we'd love to have you see what we're doing and pray with us through those rooms. That's a really exciting opportunity to be the first ones in to pray over them.
Awesome. Volunteer training happening mid-February. For more information, go to pregnancychoicesforme.org. Jill Taylor, Callie Jobes, thank you so much for what you're doing in our community.
No, you're the best, Susie. Thank you.
Thank you.